In the vein of all things cool and new, we got back from a convention, a parts convention for RVs, and it was awesome. And I saw all the accessories, all the gadgets, and all the gizmos, and we picked a few to talk about on this week's podcast.
We're also going to talk about how RVers keep their New Year's resolutions. If it's being outdoors more, being healthy, we got you covered.
I've already failed.
Welcome to RV Small Talk, where we talk about lightweight trailers, truck campers, and the people, places, and adventures that go along with them. We're your hosts from Princess Craft RV. I'm PJ.
I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Clint. Thank you for joining us today.
Now, this episode is brought to you by Truck Camper Magazine with Gordon and Angela.
They are really cool. They not only know their truck camper stuff, but they live the life. They're connected to the communities and manufacturers. If you have any need for information, beginner to pro in the truck camper world, Gordon and Angela, they're your resource. Go to truckcampermagazine.com. They do it all.
That's right. We love Gordon and Angela. Let's start talking about accessories.
We just got back from Dallas, Grapevine to be exact.
Mm-hmm, right.
We got to stay at the Gaylord Hotel, which
so cool.
is really cool. I've
It's a
never
neat
seen
place.
anything like it. It was like the inside of the hotel was the outside, right?
And
like
it's-
trees and
It's very
I don't know.
themed. They had Texas stuff, kind
And
of
there's-
an Alamo.
It was like a whole like
feel,
mini city inside the hotel. Anyway,
Riverwalk.
it was
Yes.
very cool. But we were there for the NTP Stag RV Parts Convention. So all kinds of people in the RV industry get to go and see the new, latest, greatest things
Right.
on the market.
Accessories, gadgets, gizmos, even software, things like that. Apps.
I mean, anything.
Right.
Yeah. And this is stuff
Anything.
that, just hit the market. And so we gathered a few things that we thought were really cool that we wanted to share with you guys.
Very good. So to kick this off, there were some gadgets that help you to set up your trailer to be safe and comfortable while you're driving. The first one that we stopped at was the WaySafe hitch system.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is really cool because it's a hitch attachment with a included ball, but it has a built-in gauge that tells you what the tongue weight is as soon as you connect. So it has a built-in gauge, and they also have an integrated system where they have a weight distribution hitch, and it all works together. And there's an app. So it actually tells you while you're hooking up, not only what your tongue weight is so that you know, but it also tells you how to set up your weight distribution hitch
right.
to ride level, nice, and safe. It's a really cool product, and it looks really robust. Again, everything that we're talking about today, we're going to put in the show notes with some maybe photos and some links at least.
Right.
So that was the first of the safety hookup systems that we liked.
Yeah, and I really like that one because weight distribution hitches are confusing to a lot of people. Some people are scared of towing a trailer because they think there's some mystery things that they should know.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, when I was looking at that product and he was explaining, you look at this, you set this, and you adjust this here, it almost sounded more complicated.
Right.
But once he explained it, and we videoed his explanation, so we can put that in the show notes, it really, it's like you don't have to know the details. You just have to know where you want that dial to be, and you adjust it accordingly.
Right.
So I really thought it simplifies all of that. You do not have to be a towing guru.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's the thing. Even if you are a towing guru and you've had RVs all your life, this is a guessing game for everybody.
Right.
Every time you load your trailer, you're going to have different weight distribution in different places and just
Right.
your tongue weight. You can guess it, or you can,
Get a
I've seen some
expensive
people
tool.
use like a bathroom scale
Right.
for small ones, but in
Or go
general,
to a weigh
it's
station.
it's a guessing game.
Right.
Yeah. So this is actually a really cool product that takes the guessing out of it, whether you're new or you've been doing this for years and you know you're going to be safe. And that's important.
Yeah. And the app tells you step by step what to do. So you can literally just step one. Okay, did that. Step two, all the way through the process, and then have a real safe, comfortable ride.
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was so cool as well, not to keep coming around to it, but he mentioned, when you're heading out somewhere, especially if you're going off-road or not at a campsite, you might have packed full of all kinds of food and gear and your tank's full of water. That's going to adjust the tongue weight.
Right.
If you're coming home, the tanks are empty, or vice versa.
Right. And then
you go there with empty tanks and you're coming home with full black and gray tanks, then that changes the weight as well. So you can actually see that weight right there on the side. I thought it was very cool. So that was the WaySafe hitch system.
And in that same kind of niche, but a different product, was our second favorite thing. It's called the Curt Better Way system. So it kind of does the same thing where it weighs your tongue weight, your trailer weight. You can do brake control settings, but it's this big.
She's holding her hand up and she's holding her fingers 2 inches by about 2 inches apart.
Big old Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, I was thinking a box of chiclets.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we were both thinking about candy, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like just
we'll
compare it to candy.
It's candy
later.
size. It's candy size.
But it is. It's little electric thing, and it plugs into your vehicle. So if you've heard of those kind of insurance.
Yeah, like the progressive snapshot.
There you go. It's just like that, and it goes into the brain of your car, and you can install it in literally 2 seconds. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And it can give you all of that information.
If I may get a little brainy here, because it's a cool
that's
doohickey.
As brainy as I got.
Whereas the WaySafe system has a built-in measurement device in the
gauge,
hitch.
right there in the hitch.
This thing actually uses the initial pitch of your tow vehicle. It has accelerometers built in, so it can tell if it's leaning left, right, front, back, or anything like that. It has built-in accelerometers, so when you attach your trailer,
it reads it before the trailer, and then reads it after the trailer,
right?
And
it can tell algorithmically, mathematically,
technology is crazy,
what the weight, right? And so this is actually
so. What
really
can
cool.
it tell you? What exactly are you going to learn from this gadget?
So initially, the first point is that hitch weight, so you can level it out, and it also has an app that helps you to do the process of leveling. But once you start towing, it can actually also determine the weight that you're towing, the mass behind you, which helps you to calibrate your brake system, your brake controller. So it does that. So let's see here. It uses advanced accelerometers. It does measurements within 5% of dead on accurate for tongue weight and brake controller settings, trailer weight. Like I said, it's pretty trick.
So I
Did
just
you say
downloaded.
it's pretty trick.
He did say that.
It's rad.
It is for people who like really super cool gadget things.
Yeah.
This was pretty awesome. You download the app on your phone. And then you can tell the weight of your trailer. You can tell if your braking system needs to be adjusted. Will it help you with the weight distribution and the tongue weight?
Yes.
Okay. It will also do that.
So it helps you to calibrate that brake system, but it also, if you do have a weight distribution hitch, kind of a similar process to the other product, it will tell you how to calibrate that and get yourself set up beautifully before your trip, in the middle of your trip, on your return trip. All those things.
And it all goes through an app just like the WaySafe hitch system. So it gathers all the numbers that it
measures.
There you go.
And puts it into an app for you so you can figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, what about truck campers?
Well, this also helps you to determine if your how much squat your truck camper has, your truck has. And whenever you have that, then you can help level off with, an airbag system and things like that.
Can you also tell how much your truck camper weighs?
Yes, you can. And after you do that, let's say you add another bin on the back through your extended hitch. Let's say you have another cargo bin.
Okay.
That helps you to level off after you add weight there. So everything you add on the front, the back of the truck, in the truck bed,
it's going to make it go down or lean some, which all just tells it how much it weighs.
Right. So this is not
really
just
cool.
for the trailer crowd.
Right.
This is also for the truck camper crowd or the overlanding crowd.
Well, that's what you always want to know is how much weight is on my truck.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it's always a guessing game.
It is. Yeah. How much am I pulling behind me? Is it level? Is it even?
Right.
Well, we thought both these two things were really great. So check them out. The second one we talked about was the Kurt.
Right. And I'll pull that back. I'm sorry. The
Yeah,
Kurt Better Way system. It's a tiny device, but it's so powerful.
Very cool.
Now, is it hard to put in? Could I put it in myself?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
It just plugs in under your dash. If you can plug in the progressive snapshot underneath your dash into the vehicle's control center or diagnostic center, you can plug this in. Same thing.
All right. I'll trust you on that.
All right. This next item is quite a departure from the towing, hitch up, safety.
The technical side, right?
I don't know. It's kind of technical. This next thing is it's a bunkable cot system called the Disco Bed.
Now, my understanding is either this product or something similar has been around for a very long time. And I thought it was so amazing because it folds up in this little small, really small little suitcase panel thing and turns into a bunk bed.
I thought it was cool because the amount of weight that it could handle.
Yes.
Like it folds up really small, portable, and lightweight, but it's not like it holds 150 pounds or holds 200. It holds it was either 500 or 600 pounds.
Mm-hmm. At first, it seems a little bit strange that something like a bunkable cot system would be at an RV parts and accessory convention, right?
Right.
However, I think there's some uses and some applications there that make a lot of sense for RVers.
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, what about people who set up a screen room and they sleep extra kids out in the screen room?
Tent rooms is the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, especially if you have a small lightweight, which is what we talk about a lot here. And what about the up and coming expanding market of camping off grid?
Yeah.
Right. Overlanders, people who go way out there. A lot of them are using tent systems, rooftop tent systems and all that, but they have an incorporated annex that you attach. And that expands not only the usable space, but sleeping space and how many bodies you can bring with you. Yeah.
Or if you even have a bigger RV or even a medium-sized RV, these cots are pretty, not only are they portable when you fold them up, but when you set them up, I mean, they're pretty compact. They're enough to fit an adult, but you know, they're small, and you could set it up in the kitchen area or even in the hallway.
Right.
So you can sleep those extra people without having to buy a giant RV for the few times that you're going to have the grandkids with you.
Right.
Or you're going to have extra people.
Or another one that I just thought of is, what if you have a 150-pound dog or two of them? Cot system for your pets.
Whoa.
I mean,
that's not a terrible idea.
I mean, I was thinking about bringing in a miniature pony with me. I would love it.
I know that RVers shop RVs for their dogs. So,
yes,
you know.
Well, especially if you have big dogs and you want them to be outside in a smaller screen room with you. I don't know. We can think of all kinds
of
great things.
Dogs don't go outside, only grandkids.
Okay. All right.
These are just really cool. They go together really easily.
15-minute setup, which I thought was great.
Right.
And he said, if you're first timer, it'll take you 15 minutes. So,
yeah.
But they have kid-sized bunks. They have adult-sized bunks. I don't know. They're just really cool.
Right. As I recall, they were developed for catastrophe kind of scenarios, and they are such a solid product that they not only work really well there, but it's a great product for campers, RVers,
military.
Maybe you're home, you have guests coming. I mean, throw the kids on these really cool cots. They will have fun with them.
Right?
Still could,
Kids love bunks.
And they have kid models all the way up to extra large models for adults of my stature.
Well, I think it'd be a great thing to have in your house as well. Who wants to have extra beds if you only need them twice a year, right?
Not me.
Yeah, set up the bunks. Very cool. All right. So that's Disco Bed Bunkable System.
PJ, this next one was one of your favorites.
Yeah.
It's quirky.
That's because I love little gadgets.
Okay. Well, this one's a quirky one. What is it?
It is the Lights-All light system.
How do you spell that?
Litzall.
Lights-All.
Light-All.
Light-All.
Light system.
Because it lights all.
Okay, well, it's going to be the hardest one to explain, I think, because it actually looks like a little dome lantern that you would set on a picnic table for some light.
And it just isn't that big. It's LED, it's battery power.
It's not that big. That's right. And it's like a really fat flashlight. So and you can actually have it point straight up into the trees too, if you want that. Or the body of it will light up. But it also comes apart. So when you flip it open, you can use it as a flashlight. You can use it as a desk lamp light. So you can, if you're trying to work on something and you need extra light on your paperwork, you can set it on the table, open it up so it points down as a desk lamp.
And I think of so many scenarios. This is not just at a tabletop for work, but also a reading light that is very portable, but also a cook space, an outdoor cook space can always use a directional light. Sometimes those lanterns are very omnidirectional, but the throw is weird.
Right.
And I think we've seen a lot of flashlight lantern products. Ones that are a lantern, you can point them straight into a flashlight. I think the desk lamp part of this is the really cool.
Adds a dimension.
Yeah.
Because it stands on its own.
Up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't need to magnet it to something. You don't need to, it just stands on its own and creates a downward light, and you can move it around. It's just a really cool little gadget. I think it was like $20.
Yeah.
Right in there. And rechargeable, so it's just easy to use. We thought it was a cool, versatile product. And like they say, if you can find one product that does 3 or 4 things, that's awesome.
Go for it. Yeah.
And does them well. It does.
Yes. I also will tell you that I really like this next product we're going to talk about, and we use it here at the dealership. And that's one reason it stands out for me. How many products are out there that say they will kill the smell in your trailer? I bet there's easily 100 on the market.
And
you scoured and pieced them together.
The problem with so many of them is that they are really more of a perfume or something. It's a masking, whatever.
Or they work temporarily. They'll suck it out for a few days, but then it just comes back. We use this nose guard. Nose guard?
Let's
call it nose guard because that sounds so much better.
Sure.
Nose guard.
Well,
than nose guard, but that's how it's spelled.
They have the real product name is actually just RV odor eliminator, and I think it's made by Starbright. But that's a boring name. Nose guard is way better.
All right,
but it's a little sponge that you put into a container.
Well, it comes with a little plastic container, like a throwaway packaging, and a sponge, and then a little packet. And we really should have looked up the chemicals so that we could say them.
Chlorine.
It's chlorine. It basically creates like a chlorine gas, right?
Right. But the beauty of that is that where some of the ammonias and all that other products use, those remain. They may leave a residue. They kind of stay problematic for your space. This chlorine actually eats itself in the process. So it leaves no residue and it leaves no trace. So it's a safe product for your environment to step into for your kids, for you, for your pets, because it takes care of the problem and then it itself goes away.
Okay, so what you do, I didn't finish, you actually take this packet and you sprinkle it on the sponge, right? And then it causes a reaction.
Right.
You dampen the sponge, it causes a reaction,
right,
and it goes throughout the fabric, the trailer, the air. It kills the germs, kills the bacteria, and then basically eats itself.
Right.
So there's nothing left. Did I explain that?
Yeah, I think
correctly?
so. I think you would set it up and get the process started, close up your RV, and go away for a few hours. Go do something else. You come back and you have a fresh smelling RV. You throw the packaging away. Off you go.
We use these at the dealership for consignment units, trade-ins, and our rental trailers.
Right.
Sometimes you just get funky smelling trade-ins.
That's
so
right.
These are really cool. And I still remember the first time I saw one being used and then went into the trailer the next day and was just blown away by how well it worked.
Right.
That was really cool.
See, I didn't realize how these last 3 products work together, but obviously the disco bed is all about the disco, and the lighting system is really cool. It's got 3 ways of flashing lights, and this gets rid of the funk.
I don't know about
but we
you.
got the funk.
That's,
I don't know about
maybe
you,
we want
Clint.
to keep the funk.
Oh, we just don't want the funk to smell bad.
Call me George Clinton.
Okay.
No.
No? Bootsy Collins? I'm the whole rubber band.
Let's talk about the trailer valet system because that was
ma'am.
cool.
That was cool. I really,
cool.
really wanted to jump on it and ride around.
Yes. I mean, have you ever wanted a robot to move your trailer around? Because that's really what the trailer valet does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And there's a couple different types that they have.
They've been in the game for a while of helping you move your trailer without causing pain to your back, and you can situate it just right. But their new product is this little remote control tank.
It does look like a tank with like
It's got
tracks.
treads. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's about the size of a little wagon or something.
Even smaller.
Maybe smaller than that.
I think it's maybe 16 to 18 inches long and maybe 14 inches across. And I'll bet maybe 8 to 10 inches tall.
So you use a little remote control to hook it up to your trailer and then just move it around to wherever you want to go. And they have different ones for different weight ratings. But I mean, to move your trailer into that small spot, to flip it around if you wanted to face the other way, just, man, it's easy.
So it's got the ball in the middle and you just attach your trailer to the ball.
It's
and
a
use the
robot
remote
trailer mover.
controller.
Yeah.
It's a robot mover. I love that. Now, I remember that was pretty pricey. It was in the $4,000 to $5,000 range, but they had something significantly less that
Their original product.
hook your trailer to, and it still had power on it. So it made it easy.
Well, you connected
but it wasn't
power.
just as fun.
Yeah, you connected power because you could actually crank it, but you connected, basically they had a DeWalt drill, battery powered drill, and that's how they powered it to move around.
Okay. So you connected it, you're standing there kind of holding onto a dolly, and then you use a drill to kind of move the wheels to go in whatever direction you need to go. So if you needed to scoot it over, move it back, you could do that as well. And that was a cheaper product. It was between maybe $1,500 and $2,000.
And that's cheaper price
range.
point. It was a very robust product.
It
It's been
was.
around for a while.
And they were talking about moving trailers like up to 10,000 pounds.
That's incredible.
Yes. Amazing. So we just thought that was worth mentioning because I forget that those really great products are out there.
Well, and with someone with a bad back who works with these small trailers, they have handles on them so you can move them. But anything small all the way up to these large gargantuan trailers, you put this on, you save your back, and you can put that trailer in the exact position that you want. And if you want to get really stupid like I would, you want to see the sunrise in the morning and the sunset in the evening right from your front window, you can do that.
Oh
so
my
you'd
gosh,
be flipping it around?
I say
that's
that.
ridiculous.
I wouldn't do that.
No,
I say
you wouldn't do that.
It's kind of fun to entertain the option, though.
What about something really basic, nothing moves? It's the picket play fencing. You just set it up. You create your own yard with this cool little white picket fence. And your dogs, your toddlers, everybody stays in one place.
So this is basically like it was sections of fencing, and it looks like a really cute white picket fence.
Right.
And you just put the sections together however you want.
Right.
In a big circle around your trailer. You can do it right out the front door in a big square yard.
They even have a section that's designed to go underneath your steps.
Stairs, so that the dog can't go underneath the stairs and get out. So they've thought of everything. You have like a gate. You can put it on concrete or you can put it on the grass. And we saw it, actually, pictures of it set up with different types of RVs. And it was really cool because it creates a pretty big yard.
It looks good. It looks really functional.
So and it's sturdy.
Right.
So it'll contain your dogs and their toys, or your kids and their toys. Or
my idea is I would put myself and my toys in it and keep the kids on the outside.
Yeah, that's what you would do.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, make no mistake. But I love the fact that the sections of the fence, which were probably 2 to 3 feet long, they're aluminum. They're painted white, but they're aluminum. They weigh 7 pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So just clipping this fence together would take 5 to 10 minutes?
Right.
And then
Just
when you pack them all
absolutely
up, they
nothing.
just stack up into like a
A really
block.
nice tote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could put together your own little yard with the
I feel like
picket play fencing, and that was retailing at $900. I remember
Got
that.
And it's not just a plasticky product. It's
No.
made
And-
to last years.
all the pictures that I saw of it set up with the trailer, I feel like it made the trailer cuter. Right?
Well,
Like
there is that glamping.
it made it look like a house.
Yeah.
Like it's just
a
adorable.
glamping thing, and I think it works great.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool.
This one's got a few technical sides.
This
to
is
it.
a lot, yeah, because the Let's Go Aero systems, we went there to look at one specific product. Well, turns out
He invents everything.
they have a couple of them. So let's run through them real quick and kind of give the rundown of everything they have.
Sure. The first thing that drew us in were these really, really cool cargo carriers. Now, you've seen the trays that people put behind their truck and their truck hitch, and you've seen maybe some carriers that are enclosed. Well, his system is bigger, more robust, lockable, sealable, and it also slides out of the way so you can lower your tailgate or open your SUV back hatch up. It's really, really amazing. And
Yeah, it's on a rail system, so the entire tub can back away from your trailer.
Right.
And still be attached. It just slides out like a drawer.
And if you have a front that 2-inch hitch on the front of your vehicle or the back of your vehicle, you could put one on the front and back, have all kinds of storage.
Oh my goodness.
He makes one that's designed for e-bikes, those expensive electric bikes, but it can be used for anything. He also has one that works really, really well for portable generators. It's designed for that. In fact, you can run the generator. From what I understand, he was telling me, could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what he designed it for. It's really cool. And I'm thinking about our truck camper folks. You put this on your super hitch and you've added a lot of storage to your truck camper rig.
Right.
Front of your vehicle, back of your vehicle, doesn't matter. It's solid.
Now, one of the things I thought was really cool about some of the carriers that he said would even fit 2 standard bikes. You know, you set them in there. You know, there's a lot of really nice bikes out there and you don't want them to get dirty. And the fabric covers rub and they flap and they rip. But this is a hard shell case. I loved it because it's kind of capsule shaped.
Right.
The top is split in half and it kind of just slides over to the side.
It's a
So it
portable
doesn't come in
sarcophagus
front of
for your
you.
bikes.
Okay. Well, that is kind of crazy. But the top half of it slides to the side instead of folding forward or folding back against your vehicle. So I really liked that fact that it was so easy to open. I was worried that I couldn't do it, but I could easily, with one hand, just swing that top over to the side and be able to lift out a bike. That made it really usable. I hope I'm explaining it well enough that people can understand.
The contraption itself is amazing. I think the hardest part would be lifting the bike.
Oh,
Really, 'cause
probably.
that thing was easy.
Absolutely. But if you have a really expensive bike, it's going to be lighter than mine,
Yeah.
which is a not so expensive bike. Let's just say that.
It's a Huffy.
Yeah, well, pretty close. But I have some fun on it, and that's all that
There you go.
matters. But
There
if
you
you've got a really nice bike, man, you want to be careful with that stuff.
Right. Now, Let's Go Aero Systems, they were the ones who kind of originated that V-shaped bike rack itself that you see on the Lippert, the jacket from Lippert, which is a very successful product. It puts the bikes right over your tongue jack. Well, Let's Go Aero originated that design, and they have a new way of doing it.
Yeah, this one is the same style, that V style, but instead of going on the front of your trailer, it actually goes on the spare tire. So
Right.
whether your spare tire is mounted on the side, like in an Intech, or in the back, like an A-liner.
Or even on a Jeep spare
Oh,
tire.
yeah,
on that.
on a Jeep. So it sits on the top of the spare tire.
But it bites into it, not in a way that harms your tire at all. It just has some knobs built into it.
Yeah.
It straps on.
And then the V is above it.
And isn't that what it's called? Tire bite?
I think something like Gorilla Bite or something like that. Oh man, I wish I remembered the name of it. I lost it off the top of my head.
Well, show notes.
Show notes.
But it was just, I don't know, just one of those great ideas. It's like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I thought of is, won't that harm your spare tire? And he said, I don't know. They've tested on a million things, and the way it's designed, it doesn't harm your tire. It just clamps on the top, and it's solid, and you can put your bikes above it.
And this keeps those bikes out of the way of so many things. If your tire swings out like on a Jeep, well, there goes your bike swinging out. You can still open the back of your Jeep.
Right.
It also keeps things away from stuff on your tongue of your trailer. You can strap it up if you have a safe system that can handle it. You can put it on your spare tire of your trailer.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I think people with Jeeps are just going to love this.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, very cool product.
So all of these Let's Go Aero systems were just really cool because they just add functionality to your vehicle, even if you don't have a trailer.
Right.
All of these can be used just with your vehicle, and they just add to it instead of, well, I want to carry my bikes, but that means I can't do this. Or, I want a cargo system, but that means I can't open the door.
Right.
This just, you can do everything now.
Right.
It's so cool.
Isn't that what people want now? They want
they want everything.
Do everything.
And a cherry on top.
Yes. And carry everything with them just in case they want it.
Well, you got your tiny trailer all worked out, but you could use some more functionality on your tow vehicle.
Yeah.
It makes your whole rig just add kind of an added value sort of thing.
Well, when you think about it, maybe it's nothing new. I mean, think about like Christmas Vacation, and they had a large mound of stuff on the top of their station wagon.
That's right.
And so
That wasn't Christmas Vacation. Nope.
No, they stayed home for Christmas vacation.
Yep, that was the large tree on top of their car.
That's true.
Yeah.
That was
you are correct.
Summer vacation?
No, that's not what it's called. It's just called
National Lampoon's.
Yes, Vacation.
Vacation.
No,
And
I
they
don't-
were going to Wally World.
Yeah, and the dead grandmas at the hood of the car, remember?
Okay.
Oh, incredible.
All right.
But lots of other stuff too.
I'm watching
sure.
that again.
So
Right.
I would
Yeah.
like to say, yes, we still want to do everything. We just want to do it a little cooler, a little more accessible.
Speaking of wanting to do everything,
Yeah.
Oh, bring it.
I mean, overlanding is one thing that
Everybody
is getting
wants
bigger
to
and bigger.
do.
Yeah, because not only do you want your vehicle and your trailer to perform and do everything it can, but you want to go anywhere you want.
Right.
That's right.
So that includes out in the middle of nowhere, up a mountain, over rocks, underwater. Okay, maybe
To
not.
grandmother's house?
Maybe not underwater. No, grandma's on the
grandmother's
roof,
house.
remember?
Over the river and through the woods.
Oh, yeah. Grandma's
So
on the roof.
We ran into...
Can't be on the roof. There's a tent there.
It's true.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the deal about overland vehicle systems. They haven't been around all that long, but they make all things overlanding. If you can attach it to your vehicle, and like rooftop tent.
Right. And I have to tell you, there was, I don't know, what would you say, like 5 or 6 at least rooftop tent / overlanding
Easy.
companies there.
Right.
And they were all really cool.
That's true.
But we spent a stupid amount of time at this booth.
None of it
because
wasted.
We were all so obsessed with everything that he had. Mostly the rooftop tent. We were crawling in and out of it, asking all questions, poking and prodding on all of it. But it was Overland Vehicle Systems.
And that awning was amazing. How easy,
That
how robust.
awning was amazing.
And
okay, wait.
the shower room that he's
back
coming
up,
out with.
back up.
I'm having trouble following all this.
We got excited. Okay, let's start with
because
this.
it was and I'm just going to jump in. Let you can explain it all. But the reason that we got stuck here was because it was great quality and it was a great price. Everything else was name brand. We've seen it before. You've seen it before.
Right.
And it was good stuff. But this was great stuff. And it was great prices. Very impressed. So
rooftop tent. What was so cool about this rooftop tent?
It was well built. I mean, you could touch it. You could see it. It was really, really rugged, sturdy, well built. But I saw how much space that one that he brought to the show had, because it was easily big enough for me at 6'4", my wife at 6 foot, and I would have no problem packing my kids in there with us. It was a big rooftop tent.
He said it was a few inches larger than most other rooftop tents. He had a very cool overhang system, which added a little bit of room and some shelter.
Right.
And it had zippers so that you could add an enclosure there.
An annex, yep.
Which was nice.
Or that shower room, then folded out underneath the annex.
And that's a new thing he's coming out with.
It could fold flat against the vehicle.
Right.
Kind of hard to explain, but it was very cool, very easy to use.
Tempur-Pedic mattresses.
You know what I thought was amazing is at that price point, which was less than some of the name brand things, it also had all the accessories that you know you're going to buy to add to those name brand products included.
Everything was included in it. Now, included in it was like the Tempur-Pedic pillows. It had the shoe bags, the lighting system.
Storage
it had
system
like
for the inside.
some storage nets.
It had a desk that you can use inside with the beanbag bottom with a light attached to
lap
it.
desk.
Yeah, a lap desk.
Everything was included with this tent. And I think this tent was retailing around $1,500.
I believe that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I loved it because we were looking at the top of the line tent that he made. It was large, spacious, all the heat sealed seams, heavy duty fabric, zippers all around. It was amazing and super comfortable.
And we're interested in this because we have some trailers that are designed for this style of camping, and they have racks on top already. They're begging for rooftop tents, and we've been trying to source something that can match the high quality of these trailers. And I think this is not only high quality to match it, but it's also just the option to start
It's
pursuing.
functional, yeah.
Now there are several sizes that he makes in these.
Right.
So, and there is one that actually is even a little lower priced. I think it was like $9.99 or something. And it takes out a few of the features to be a little more affordable. But my goodness, but there's not much space between that and the largest fully outfitted rooftop tent. And speaking of which, a lot of folks are familiar with the Batwing awning. And he had an awning very similar to the Batwing, only it was super sturdy.
It was like the Batwing on steroids.
Right.
It was.
And it had no poles that go down.
Not necessary poles. If it got in a stiff wind, you could attach poles, but it was
up
unbelievably tough.
Yeah, so the poles that keep it open was the first thing I noticed because they were thicker, sturdier, and just seemed to be splayed out better than the Batwing, if that makes any sense. It just...
Well, the Batwing actually swings out all on one swivel, right? This one came out on
Mostly
swivels from
on
both ends.
Right.
So it spread out the weight, and the poles were beefier than what we see on the Batwing.
And the canvas as well. It was just...
really very tough. And of course, it had a zipper on it as well to add some walls. And not all of the actual framing pieces had poles on them, but a lot of them did. They're attached. There's others you can add. So you've got just this beefy awning that can swing around and give you just coverage on two sides. It was amazing. It was amazing.
And we've been going on about all these tent and canopy accessories and things like that, but he makes toolkits and air compressors for overlanders and lighting systems and Bluetooth systems. He's really kind of looking to take on a full system approach for people who want to get into this or augment their current setup.
It was simply the awning and the rooftop tent that caught our eye as one of the best we've seen and not one of the most expensive.
Yep.
So I think if you're interested in that sort of the thing, check out Overland Vehicle Systems. Go to our show notes. We'll show you some pictures. We've even got some video of it.
Right.
And we'll put that in there. You can check it out. It's cool.
All right, let's take a quick break and then let's talk about how to handle those resolutions that we come up with and might have trouble sticking to.
Okay, are they going to be real solutions or are they going to be Clint solutions?
I thought of all of them, so good luck. Lindsay.
What?
How do they do it? Resolution keepers, how do they do it?
I don't know. I've never even tried. I'm with you. They're dumb.
Even more difficult, how do you be a resolution keeper on the road while you're RVing and seeing places and traveling and all the food and all the, traveling?
You have a plan and you stay organized.
This has been a very fun episode. Please join us next week.
But I see a real big problem here.
What?
When we talked about resolutions, we all said we wanted to get out more. We all wanted to camp more. We all wanted some more adventures.
It's true. I refuse to actually solidify those, write them down, and get an accountability partner. So I don't have any resolutions.
Yeah, but it's recorded. Remember? So that's it. It's official.
Okay, then let's talk about this. How can people who are traveling throughout this year actually maintain those resolutions and see their goals met?
Well, I think if you plan to travel more in 2020, first thing you need to do is to make some deadlines for creating your plans. Because if you don't have any plan at all, you always wait and procrastinate. And then there's no camping spot, and then you blow it off. Then you wait for the next time. Right. Then it might be raining.
And before you know it, it's 2025.
That's right.
And you're so old.
Well, you're certainly older. Okay?
Like by 5 years.
It's all relative. But yeah, I think you have to have a deadline and you have to make a plan. I like to make a plan for the whole year. Now that might adjust a little bit, but I like to kind of have an idea of what I'd like to do.
Get a baseline.
For the whole year. That's right. And then I have things to look forward to, and I can do the basic things you need to do, like make the reservations and, figure out what my budget is, get everybody else involved in the plan. All of that.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Has to happen.
If you invite other people,
right, then
they make a plan, they reserve a campsite, and then if you bail,
peer pressure,
you're the bad one. Right. So, and I mean, I guess it's also just a little bit more exciting to go with other people and it's, more motivation to do it. But it's harder to back out when you have other people who have also committed their time.
Very good. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a key component there. Other than, absolutely, the first step is plan ahead. Go ahead and make your plans, get those reservations, have them on the books. But having some community, whether it be family and friends, to join up with you and they're counting on the trip as well, I think that's huge. I think it's a healthy kind of community pressure, social pressure.
Right. Commitment.
Yeah.
It's a commitment.
Okay, I'm out.
Yeah. So if you haven't made plans to come to the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally, now's a good time to do it.
What?
Or the Texas Truck Camper Rally. I think that's part of the reason rallies are so fun is because you have a commitment and there's other people there.
Like-minded.
The fun's going to be happening. All you have to do is get
show
there.
up. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
If we're going to do this plug, let's do it right. Okay. Texas Tiny Trailer Rally can be found on TexasTinyTrailerRally.com. And there's a Facebook page. And Texas Truck Camper Rally can be found at TexasTruckCamperRally.com. They also have a Facebook page. You don't actually have to have the trailer or the truck camper. If you want to learn about those things, you can still come.
I had someone message me just last night asking what is considered tiny and can I bring my vintage camper? I was like, yes and yes, let's go.
Whatever you're camping in, come hang out with us. And maybe you don't have a tiny trailer. You're always welcome. But
totally,
that is one way to get people started. And very often when people are at our rallies in May, I find that is their first experience camping for the year.
Right.
So if you need a jump off point, find something like that you want to go to.
Oh, rallies are everywhere.
And yes, it doesn't have to be ours. And connect yourself there. Yeah, but it should be. We're pretty darn fun.
So a resolution that almost everybody makes, it's just so common, is to eat better, right? Like to be healthier.
Right.
So how do you do that if you're traveling?
That can be hard on the road.
Sure. You're already facing a few issues when traveling, and one of them is it's not easy to prepare food. It's not easy to always grocery shop and all that. But I think if you can challenge yourself, if you can kind of gamify it, I just like that word. If you can gamify it a little bit,
make it a game,
and challenge yourself, and I'm gonna pair that up with don't beat yourself up, give yourself a little slack.
Well, you know how I like to do that? I like to not play the game of what I can't have or what I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think people beat themselves up.
Uh-huh.
I like to make it a game of, I want to eat 5 vegetables today. Now, that doesn't say I can't have that greasy hamburger at that really cool place, up the road that I saw. Or I love Mexican food. But as long as I figure out how to get 5 vegetables in, I count that as good. Now, that may not be the perfect thing, but when you're traveling, I like to count up instead of count down.
The key is to start somewhere with something.
Yes.
Move the ball. You don't have to go all into I am 100% keto or paleo or anything like that.
Right.
You can start with just doing better. And my goal for this month or this season or this year is to do better in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas.
Yes.
Even on the road.
I think that works for the exercising part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't we all have an experience with a Fitbit or a watch or how many steps did you have today or all that? Well, that is super easy to do when you're traveling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you have a 10-hour car ride or truck ride with your trailer. Which happens.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the days that maybe you can't get it done. But for the most part, if you're enjoying the outdoors, it is super easy to hit a basic goal. And then pat yourself on the back, try to do it again tomorrow.
So in wrapping up the eating before moving on to all the physical fitness stuff, I think that it's a good time when you're planning your trips and all that to start committing to meal plan and meal prep. And that's going to help out in so many areas.
Oh, that's where I have such a hard time. Lindsay, you're good at that, but I am terrible.
Well,
what's your trick?
I'm learning because it is really, I don't know, I guess it is really intimidating at first because it seems like a lot. But when you have the right tools, it's not actually that bad. And by tools, I mean an Instapot and some cookbooks, like some Instapot cookbooks.
Now she is a serious fangirl over the Instapot now.
I'm not sure if I have gone an entire day without using it.
Yeah. And you know what? That's fine because I have one too. And it's magical.
It's magical. I mean, breakfast and lunch and dinner and meal prep. And you can make rice in 2 minutes. And then you can just have rice for whenever you need to add it to something.
Right.
It's just awesome. So just, there's tons of amazing Instapot cookbooks that will use the same ingredients. That is key to meal prepping too. Buy the same ingredients and use them for different meals.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, that's what Taco Bell does. They only have like 10
it's
ingredients.
all Mexican food, right?
Okay, our friend Kate Dunbar is probably like just dying right now.
Our friend
listening to
Kate
this.
Dunbar is so proud of us because as I was looking through my cookbooks, I found her campground prep kit. And it has, and that's literally what it's based on, is these are your meats, these are your vegetables, and then you use different seasoning.
And cook them together in different ways.
Right, and you combine different ones with different ones, and that's how you eat on the road.
Well, Kate's an amazing chef, and she has wonderful outdoor gear that to me is a bit intimidating, but I can take an Instapot and put things in there and
you push a button like boop.
Put Cajun spices in there one day, make it a country type pie type thing the next day. I mean, I can do that with an
country
Instapot,
type
right?
pie.
I was trying to think what shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie is what I was trying to think of.
Creole pot pie.
Who knows? I want whatever you're cooking.
No, you don't. I promise you, I am a terrible cook.
Country type pie type.
I couldn't think of shepherd's pie. Okay,
I think she's bringing a Vitamix and she's making smoothies.
I would. I'd love that. I love that.
Anyway,
so if you're going to take gear, take the gear that you need that's easy for you to use and buy the basics. Eat.
It's just don't think it's intimidating. It's not. Just do it.
And this is another area you can get someone on board with you. If you find someone that you can, preferably your travel partner.
But even not, like meal prep together.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is a good way to get better together.
So we're bringing adventure to a whole new level when you start cooking different things on the road. You can make eating part of the adventure.
Sure. Absolutely. Now, on to the physical health. Because we're improving our eating, we might as well get more flexible and stronger and keep our mobility so we can see more places. Right?
Well, do you guys remember the couple that lived in the truck camper?
Yes.
They walked a mile. Wait, a mile?
No, they went hiking.
They
2,
went
3,
hiking,
4, 5
yeah.
miles
Every day.
every
Right.
day, and they traveled in their truck camper.
So-
That was what they actually planned their day around. Was
Right.
a hike.
Where are they going to hike?
And sometimes they did have driving days, but even then they would stop and find a place to hike. I mean, that's not reasonable for everybody, but I think using the excuse that you can't hike or take a walk or
And they
do
would
something
do it
like
rain
that
or shine.
because
baby.
you're traveling. I don't know. That's not really an excuse anymore.
No.
There's tons of off the road.
And a mile, most of us are capable of a mile in that 15, 20 minute kind of range. If you can spare that and you're okay, if you can get yourself out there, rain or shine, then it's going to be so much better for you. There's always a way.
You'll feel so much better. And pair that with meal prep, you'll be fine. And again, don't beat yourself up if you don't get to it when you plan on it or when you want to.
Well, things happen if you're at home. They definitely happen when you're traveling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I set myself a goal for the week because some days it seems like morning to night, it's nonstop. I don't have time for walking, running, anything. But if I have a goal for the week, I just have to step it up the next day just a little bit.
Right.
And I think that having that goal when you're traveling and working your day around it is a great idea.
So some things, activities that sound great to me would be maybe the walk, the run, riding a bike, hiking, stand-up paddleboarding, or if you need something that forces you to move around, get a toddler.
Or a puppy.
Or a puppy.
That will force you to walk around.
Yeah, you have no choice.
And I think there's also no excuse if you want a regular workout or yoga or stretching, because almost every place has cell service. Just stream something right there at your campsite.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're doing the stretching or yoga, man, that takes very little equipment. And it's not, and you think it's just flexibility. Man, it works on your strength too. That's why I don't do it.
There's do you do sun salutations, Clint?
No, I do fall on my face. Not flexible in the least. And for some people, they're really looking at a different level. And you can do the functional fitness stuff, kind of the HITT. I think it's high intensity interval training. A lot of that doesn't require anything but tennis shoes.
Yeah.
But also wear clothes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you tend to get done with your workout faster if you don't.
Less distracting for other people, right?
I only work out in the pale moonlight.
Oh, you guys, what are we going to do?
And, there's also some things like travel weights, and you're like, I don't want to add weight to my setup.
Travel weights?
Sure.
Yeah, you put water in them.
Put water in them.
Oh my God, I
It's like
never
a
even thought about
dumbbell
that.
you fill up with water. If you fill them up with air,
So-
that's my level.
I'm more like helium.
Yeah, it's lifting my arm for me.
So you can fill them with water and then just dump them out, and then they're not. Genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm such
Or
a
there's-
simple concept.
And then there's bands. A lot of people who
Yes.
travel a lot for work, they carry bands to their hotel room.
Yeah, those rubber workout bands,
Yeah.
and those
Yeah.
things can work you. Or if you,
Yeah.
they have different. It's not really weight, but different resistances
Right.
for those resistance bands.
Right.
And man, they'll work you out.
Well, be careful. Getting snapped by one of those is.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
All of this, these things that we're talking about now, they require some preparation, some planning, and I think they're great if you really are going to miss your gym that you go to. For the most part, if you're traveling and if you're on the road for camping for a week or two, just stick with the things that are right in front of you.
right.
The hiking. Just push yourself a little bit more. Enjoy the outdoors. Set some goals. Find a 3-mile hike and try it.
Yeah.
And do a little rowing. Rent the paddle boat. Rent the canoe, the kayak. Do some of the outdoor things that you're not used to doing. That, I think, should be first on your list.
Except for stand-up paddleboarding. Don't do that.
Don't do that?
No.
Oh, I think that sounds awesome. I'm going to try it someday.
Don't do it.
And a lot of people are traveling nowadays. They do have reliable internet connectivity, and there are tons of subscription training services.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of a few offhand. The Beach Bodies and the Nordic whatever.
Oh, you can just Google it and find anything.
So that's available as well.
Well, I want to know what everybody does when they're on the road. Do most people just walk? Do most people just hike?
Yeah.
I mean,
unless a bear's chasing them, then they run.
Right. And, so many people carry bicycles. Is that easier than hiking? Is that part of the fitness, part of the enjoying the outdoors?
Yeah.
I think it all ought to roll into one. It's a way to have more fun and maybe even a break from your routine. Just don't leave it out.
Right. When you're active, you do feel better, you do sleep better, and both those things make your travels amazing.
I agree.
All right.
And don't forget to recover, rest, and relax and sleep.
Yes, sir, Dr. Clint.
And as with all things, there's a disclaimer here. Please seek the guidance and counsel of your primary physician before you begin any exercise routine.
Please do not exercise if you are allergic to exercise. Another common resolution that we hear is just like staying in touch and sharing experiences and just, being more connected with family and friends and people that you want to hear from more. So doing that from the road, I feel like can seem, again, kind of daunting, especially if you don't know a lot about technology and stuff like that.
Doesn't Facebook do all that for us now?
Well, yeah, but there's something less personal about Facebook, especially now. And I think there's other ways that are really easy and a little bit more personal.
Right.
Where you could keep in touch. The one thing that I thought of that I actually don't even think is on here is those photo frames.
Oh, yeah.
Because that there are easier ways to share photos, right? There's like you can make a whole Google account, you can make a SmugMug account, and you can just share with specific people photos from your travels, of your kids, stuff like that. But there's something about a picture frame that's sitting on the counter that updates automatically when something happens, when you send the picture, that makes it so personal and make the other person feel like they're there.
Sure.
I don't know.
If you have a
that's
shared
so
album
cool.
and you're on the road and you share a photo to the album, it automatically updates the frame back home. And it gives a notification. This photo is new, and bam, whoever you're far away from cues in on that and goes, "Oh, that's incredible."
It's different than like texting a picture, which is still cool and fine, and keeping in touch, which is better than nothing. I just think the photo frame thing puts a little special twist on it.
Cool.
So what are they called? Do you know?
Photo frame, but I'll put it in the show notes. My brother-in-law just got one for Christmas, and it was really cool. So I'll find out what it is.
All right. So it just shows photos like an album over and over.
But a family can share from
and then
their
if
own
something
personal
happens,
phones.
you just send it there.
Right.
Very cool. Very cool.
Now, for my thought on this is, if I'm going to be any good about staying in touch with someone, I need to set it in stone to a degree. I need to have a routine. And that would be maybe as far as setting an alarm or setting a day. And so, take for instance, we Skype or video phone call Laura's folks with the kids one day a week. We just know it's coming. And the kids are into it, and everyone's available because it's part of the routine. And I think you can do this with so much more other than a phone call, other than a video call. But you can also this is when I sit down and write handwritten letters, which are huge
or
nowadays.
Journal entries, like for your travel notebook. And you can put these things in your calendar, just like you do doctor's appointments and birthday parties. So that way, you are held accountable and you're on a schedule, so you don't miss it.
Yeah. I've heard someone say there's a phrase that's fairly big out there, that discipline is freedom, but it's personal discipline, you sticking to your own commitments, and you feel like you're more in control and more freed up by it.
You're not constantly thinking about what did I forget or what am I missing or what should I be doing with my time.
No, you're feeling like you're getting stuff done that you want to get done.
Wow. I feel like I just went through a therapy session. I'm going to go home and rearrange my calendar.
Mm-hmm. That is good.
That is good.
Keep going.
You are doing great.
So now that we've talked about making connections with regular phone calls, routines, video calls, and we're going to get some exercise and eat better, share some pictures. What about as a family? If you're traveling as a family, what about the written word? Have we forgotten how to write things down? Do you think people actually do travel diaries or
yes,
or vlogs or
yes
blogs?
Yeah,
Doesn't that add more work to traveling?
I think it's valuable work, and for some people it's cathartic.
Yeah, and especially at like the rallies when I go around and visit with people in their trailers, I've seen a lot, like the majority of them show me their travel journal.
Right.
Are they written or are they on
they're
the computer?
written. Yeah, they're really, really proud of them. And I think if you're somebody who travels a lot or you live on the road, it's hard for you to even remember the everyday things or some of the memories or stuff like that. And so it is kind of cool to look back at it. I mean, wouldn't it be really cool to have your journal from high school to look back at?
No.
I mean, in the general sense, like,
Whoa, I don't know. Maybe
it's not
high
like you
school.
would learn anything. It's not like it would be, a bestseller, but it would be entertaining.
It can add meaning to that time.
Yeah, and maybe not even for you, but maybe for your kids or maybe for somebody else who needs inspiration. I don't know. I think it's the coolest. I know a lot of people who keep a journal or a diary. It's real easy to just tape some pictures in there and just write a little bit. You don't have to write every day.
And there's new Polaroid cameras.
That's right. We
which
got
are
one.
Cool.
We got one for Christmas. They're really, really cool. I don't know. Or you don't even have to keep a journal, right? Like you're too cool for a journal. Make a comic strip.
That's so
Draw
cool.
a picture.
Yeah, start your own comic strip.
You can do it techie, type it out every day or do a vlog.
Make it permanent in your skin.
You could just tattoo like Ray Bradbury's The Illustrated Man. Yeah? No?
Yeah, no.
Anybody remember that? No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I just
Don't
want
do
happy
that.
little trees.
No, that's Bob Ross.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, that's not okay. I don't know.
I would love to do it on the computer and set up
You would.
I would set up a vlog where you got a little bit of video and just pop it in there. But that takes it would take a little bit of a learning curve.
A little
for me.
setup, but if you can type in a word processor, you can do a blog. And if you can take a selfie video on your phone, you can upload that very easily. Now you have a vlog.
And then just have that connected to your family members so they can come on and see what you're doing. And
Right.
you can write about, we had the greatest hike and we got to the top and, Clint acted really silly. I was so afraid he was going to fall off the edge. And then
he
coming
lives off the
down,
edge.
we saw,
but he didn't.
whatever. But he made it back. So I don't know. I think that's where I would feel freer putting in personal things and notes that, maybe weren't super personal, but kind of just the feelings of the day. That I think that does make traveling more memorable.
Yeah.
It makes you more conscious of every minute.
Yeah, and
Cool.
And you can travel to see people too. Some people
Sure.
are just about the locations, but don't forget, people make the times matter just as much. And
That's right.
if you haven't seen them in a while, go camp near them.
That's right. So
Go
now
camp in their front yard.
So now that you're making all these memories and connecting with all these people, the other thing that people travel for is to detach. So
So the first idea I had there is a horrible idea after we say detach. Lindsay brought this to my attention.
You wrote this up. It says detach. Online book clubs. I mean, I see where you're going there and it makes sense. It was just funny wordplay.
I think there's a book out there or something similar that says The Art of Doing Nothing.
Uh-huh.
And oh man, it takes me 2 or 3 days of being on the road before I can sit quietly and relax and listen to the birds sing and do nothing.
Right.
And there's some value in that.
You know what? I think that's because of how invested we are in what we do, lifestyle, work, tech, at home, all that. But this is in no way a deterrent from taking short trips. Yes, take those short 1, 2, 3 day trips. Do it. But do yourself a real favor and get a 4, 5, or 6 day trip in there a few times a year, because it sometimes takes that long to get your reset.
Yeah, it takes me 2 days. Now, the resolution that so many people make is, okay, I'm going to try to not work so much. Well, traveling is a way to do that. You have to schedule it. You have to do things that make you feel healthy, good about yourself, stay connected. But in all of that, if you're getting on your computer and working half the day and worrying about it and not disconnecting, then you might as well just be at work, because you're making it more stressful. And I know it sounds like I might be speaking from experience.
No,
here.
She is not. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
So yeah, I think you have to make a concerted effort to just disconnect when you do travel.
All right, we're sending you on a vacation.
All right, I'm telling you, going to Big Bend, end of March, you'll hear about everything. Oh, I'll try to do a vlog.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll try.
Well, Clint will set it up for you.
No. I'm going to do it myself, because
I won't be able to call the reminder because she's going to be in Big Bend.
You just sat here and said anybody can do it. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know how that goes.
And if you don't,
I'm going to try it.
If you aren't
by
able
myself.
to, I expect you to draw your own comic strip.
Okay, no. That is not my thing.
Tattoos it is.
Yeah,
but I'll try a
that's all it
vlog.
is.
I'll try a vlog. I'll try it. How hard can it be? Right? How hard can it be? It will be part of our adventure.
Got it. That's
Okay.
going to be good.
Now, what about all these people that say, I want to be greener when I travel. I want to get out, enjoy the outdoors, but I want to leave less footprint.
I know what you should
How do you
do.
get that done?
I know. You should definitely listen to our podcast all about camping green.
It's true. We did do an
Definitely.
episode on that.
Yes.
But to sum up that episode, there's lots of really easy things you can do
Sure.
to actually make a big difference. My personal favorite is do not use paper plates
Yeah.
and plastic forks.
Yeah. I'm all about reducing or not using at all the single-use plastics.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, the water bottles.
You
Yeah,
know, that
that's
should
true.
be a resolution for us, no matter whether we're traveling or not.
You know, I am seeing less and less of it, especially people who are campers. But even just in everyday life, it's crazy how little plastic bottles I see now. I mean, still way too many, but
Yeah.
Yeah, real coffee instead of K-cups. I mean,
Yeah, those
towels
K-cups
and
seem
washcloths
so easy.
instead of
Yeah.
paper towels.
I was raised without paper towels. It is still a kind of a foreign concept to me. And my husband laughs all the time. He's like, that's what paper towels are for. I'm like, no, this is a paper towel. You wipe it up and then you have to wash it. But it's
Yeah.
just funny because I don't even buy paper towels.
Yeah. So you were really prepped for raising your kids with non-disposable diapers
Oh, yeah.
because you
I'm
had
the-
no paper towels.
I'm the
in your
ultimate
background.
green. I wash my kids' poop out of their diapers.
So crunchy.
Lovely.
Uh,
Oh,
not the poop.
you guys. All right. We are talking about keeping your resolution for being greener.
Well, sometimes it was green.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
We were funny.
Stop. No.
Air high five. All right. Depending on, okay, if you're not going to use plasticware and paper plates, you need to wash your dishes, but you can, number one, use the same water a few times.
Sure. Dishwasher's reusable.
Yeah. And just be careful of what soaps and detergents and stuff like that you're using. There are specific ones made for going into the ground and some that are not too good for that. So just
Right.
pay attention to what you're buying. What
And
else?
I love right now that the solar and the lithium batteries are becoming a thing.
Yep.
That it's becoming more mainstream. Everybody can use it. Most trailers, it's just easy to outfit. You know, if you're trying to go a little greener this year, and that's part of your resolution, making one of those changes will make a big difference.
Yeah. Solar or lithium or real power packed unit is both. You get a little solar and some lithium ion, and wow. And this, I mean, considering most of us, we would get by just fine with just lights, particularly LED lights, and some fans. You don't really need power to plug in or generator, which is, again, going greener if you're not using a generator.
Yep. And again, if you're boondocking, it's awesome and it's so efficient. Going for efficient, reusable items, I think, is the trick here. And pat yourself on the back if you pick out one or two and you get used to doing that in your traveling. You don't have to do all 20 things. Pick one or two that you can do and then say, look, I am meeting my resolution.
And then feel good about yourself.
Yes.
I think
everybody should feel good about their resolutions.
A big part of this is not to feel like you have to go from 0 to 100.
That's right.
It's simply move the ball a little bit this year.
Hopefully one of those things would help you do that.
Right. In any way better is so much better. That was stupid. I said it anyways on a microphone.
Well, I think
keep telling you to stop saying things into the microphone. If it sounds dumb, say it like this.
Noted.
All right, we'll pick a few things and move that ball forward and meet those resolutions.
And I think we're going to keep you guys updated on how we are doing with our resolutions because...
Lindsay.
Yeah.
That way,
Lindsay.
We will be the accountability group. Is that what you're saying?
Here's the bus.
I don't like it.
Well, hopefully it was helpful.
I hereby resolve to end this episode. That was really fun, you two.
That was so fun.
I think I even learned something. I got inspired.
Good. And we are totally sending you to Big Bend. Let's get that on the books. I need to get one of our trailers ready for you.
PJ's going to vlog.
Yeah, I am. I promise. I'm going to look at all these things and I'm going to see how I can move my New Year's resolution forward. Then I'm going to come back and show you guys up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this not up?
No, not up. All right.
Once again, we would like to thank Truck Camper Magazine. They are better at their New Year's resolutions than we are. They have been camping for years.
In truck campers. So if there's anything you want to know about a truck camper, you just go on to truckcampermagazine.com.
I hear they're active on social media as well.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
take a listen to us, and you know what? Share with your friends and subscribe. You subscribe, have them subscribe to RV Small Talk on any podcast player. That'd be Stitcher, Apple, or Google Play. You name it, we're probably on it. Subscribe, review, like, share. We love you.
One thing we love more than anything else is comments, questions, pictures of your adventures and your travels. Send them to us.
rvsmalltalk@gmail.com.
rvsmalltalk@gmail.com. You can send us your pictures. We're going to choose our favorite picture from this week, and that person who sends it in will get an RV Small Talk t-shirt.
That's so cool.
I mean, it's not cool.
It's better than that. It's good.
Okay.
In the meantime, we are the crew from RV Small Talk, and we have had so much fun, and we will catch you next week.
I was in the frozen section.
I was in the canned vegetables section.
I was in the cosmetic section.
We won't tell.
The frozen goods cosmetic section.
What?
Y'all never done the ice cream mask?
I haven't.
It goes all in my pie hole. Not on my baby. She's getting an ice cream headache just thinking about it.
What's wrong with you? Oh, shoot, I put on makeup. God darn it, Clint.
Also my fault.
You know what? This is all coming back on you. You're the one that has to edit all of this.
I know. Stop being funny.
Okay. What?
Especially you, Missy. Okay.